Hey, I'm Jeff, and I talk about sobriety, recovery, and living a real life without substances. And today I want to get into something a little bit more personal about the 10 things that I wish I knew before I got sober. And I don't know, I just didn't think it was possible, and I really didn't know what to expect when I first started my journey. Now, my journey started 2 years, 1 month, and 28 days ago, which is a total of 789 days that I have been without a drink, a pill, any type of drug, or anything. Total abstinence, all right? That's no pat on my back. It is a journey. It is always progress, not perfection, but that is my story. And as you go through, I'm be doing a lot of these videos, so I'll get into a lot of my story later. But what's important? And it is important to count, okay? So what's important is today I got 2 years, 1 month, and 28 days. So anyway, I wanted to share this with you, the 10 things that I wish I knew before I got sober, just maybe to help you feel a little less alone. So sobriety is more than just putting down the bottle. That's really what I thought it was all about, but when I found out that it's a lot more than that. Sobriety also involves emotional aspects, mental aspects, spiritual, physical healing. It really forced me to take a look at why I drank. And of course, you're really starting to peel away the onion at that point. But sobriety, we call this, when you're not in recovery, so there's a difference in sobriety and recovery. Sober just means you're not putting anything into your system. Recovery is when you're going into why you drank. And there's a term that we say every once in a while that it's called a dry drunk. So a dry drunk is somebody who's not in recovery, they're just not drinking. So they're still pissed off at the world, but they're not even going to numb it with a drink or a drug. So they're just sitting there and wallowing in all this crap that's in their head. It's also called stark raving sober. So a lot of people do that, and so that's where recovery comes in. So there is a lot more to sobriety than just not drinking. Craving comes in waves. Depends on who you are. I think everybody's a little bit different. I had a hard vodka problem for 25 years. I was a maintenance drinker. I started drinking every morning and all through the day. And so what I needed, and what a lot of people need who partake as much as I did, is you probably need to go to detox, because you can die if you're not medically monitored. A lot of people shouldn't just go cold turkey. So I'm going to tell you that first of all. So cravings can come in waves. When I went to detox, I went for 4 days as a medical detox, drove 4 hours away to it, and they just put me in this room and they monitor you and they give you stuff to help you through it. DTs are a very real thing. Many of you who are watching this probably experience those yourself. So, but anyway, you can write it out. As time goes on, it does get better. I promise you it gets better. And so, and then there's a point, you do turn a corner. You turn a corner and then all of a sudden, you're just not craving it anymore. And that is a miracle. I thought I was going to be boring when I wasn't drinking. Being a sober guy, I thought I was going to be boring. I thought my life was going to be boring. I know many of you that may be watching this are probably thinking the exact same thing. As it turns out, as with much about sobriety, it's the opposite. I find that I am a little bit more interesting. I actually remember conversations. I remember what I've told people. And man, that's a whole nother video in itself, isn't it? One thing that we do have a lot of fun, especially if you get yourself around a community of like-minded people. There is a sober community, no matter who you are listening to this or watching this, there's a sober community near you. Make some new friends. And you're going to find that you're going to probably have more fun than you ever did before. Here's real talk here. I have laughed and smiled more in the last 2 years than I have probably in 20 years. And that is a fact. You might lose some people. Chances are you probably will. I said in a video I did a couple days ago here that my friends actually left me when I got sober. They wanted to continue the lifestyle, and apparently I wasn't, they weren't that great of friends because they didn't even check on me. So, and I got pretty sick. So yeah, it hurts. Some friendships are going to fade. But you want people in your life that will support your growth. And that is one of the most important things, is that we need support. People need people. And then, the ones that you're going to meet on the other side, they're going to be more aligned with you of who you're becoming and the person that you have become. So I promise you will make new friends. And I do have a lifelong buddy that I've been friends with for probably 30 years. He's my oldest friend, and he is not in recovery. He drinks, but he and I still are each other's 2 a.m. phone call. If we need somebody, that's who we call. And he totally supports, my lifestyle. I was just with him at the beach, my girl, and he was with his girl, and they were drinking, and we were drinking Diet Coke. And he's cool with that. He doesn't put it in my face. He respects it. And that's a true friendship. These other guys, they just went away. So, but anyway, I promise you will make new friends, and you're going to have a fantastic life on the other side. You're going to feel everything. Man, I tell you what I felt. I'm 57. I got sober at 55. And I honestly did not have genuine peace and genuine happiness my entire adult life. And that happened when I got sober and got into recovery. I started to feel things. Before, I was feeling guilt and shame because I knew I shouldn't be drinking the way I was drinking, but I just didn't know how to stop. I was feeling angry all the time. I was depressed all the time. I ended up going into a depression. But now, bad things, it doesn't, just because you get sober doesn't mean bad things are going to stop happening. It's just that we can handle them better now. That's one of the greatest gifts that I think I've been given, is that I can handle things so much better now. But you're also, now I'm feeling joy and pride and excitement. I mean, I'm feeling all these positive feelings too. And it's just more about being alive. Milestones matter, okay? In recovery, I personally go to AA. I love that, but I'm not going to tell you what to do. There's other ways to recover, but I am a proponent of AA, and I go every day to meetings. Milestones matter. When my first 30 days of being sober felt like 1,000 nights. I mean, it was hard that first 30 days because my best friend just got taken away from me. My best friend was vodka. My God was vodka. And so all that got taken away. And so it is important. If you're sober one day, that's success. Some of us, and me included, if I stayed sober for 4 hours, that was a success. I mentioned earlier that I had 789 days of sobriety. Well, I couldn't go 7 minutes without something in my system. So I'm a big proponent of, looking at your anniversary dates, when your months, how many months you have, even if it's just your first day. I tell you, it is a celebration because we are so used to one thing forever. How long you drank out there, in my case, it was 25 years. It was the same thing over and over again for 25 years. And today, I'm actually doing something. I'm living today, and I'm damn well going to count how many days that is. And it is mind-blowing. You don't have to do it alone. That is a big mistake. If you try to white knuckle it and just do it on your own, that doesn't work too well. Community matters. People in general just need people anyway. So whether it's a 12-step program or a therapist or an online group, there's online recovery groups that are free, Zoom meetings that you can attend anytime you want. It's 24 hours a day. They're all over the world, and you can jump in on them. Or just another sober friend. It is important. It is so important not to isolate. Recovery in the beginning is hard enough, okay, but doing it alone in your own head, the thinking that got you there to begin with, that could be a nightmare. So don't do it alone. Get involved in a community. Get involved with somebody that supports your cause. Your sleeping will get better. It's eventually going to get better. For the first few weeks, it was brutal. And it was hard when I was drinking out there. You know, I would get the when the feels like your skin's crawling on your legs, the restless leg syndrome or whatever it's called. I'd had that. Of course, I had a ton of physical issues because of alcoholism and all the vodka I was pouring down my gullet. But eventually, my body recalibrated, and I started to dream again. I started to have a routine. Like right now, pretty much, I go back to my room about 8 o'clock to go to bed, and I look on social media for a little while. We'll watch some TV, and about 11 o'clock, almost every night, I turn the lights off. I put on some music from that app called Calm, C-A-L-M, and within 30 minutes, I'm asleep. And I sleep all the way, and I get up at 6 o'clock. And that is not normal for me. Usually I was restless. I would lay in bed staring at the ceiling for hours, which sucks. It just sucks. And then, but now it's like my body is totally recalibrated, and I wake up rested instead of sleeping there staring at the ceiling fan, you know, for 2 or 3 hours, going through how much of an asshole I am for, you know, making the decisions I've made. I don't have that. So much more peace. So you're going to have to redefine fun. You know, we had our own definition of fun. In my case, it was drinking and playing poker, drinking and playing cornhole, drinking and watching a movie, drinking and talking, drinking and playing pool, just whatever. It was everything revolved around drinking. And so over time, and especially in a new community, we found new things to do. Whatever it is it kayaking or just watching a movie, except this time, you don't have to drink to have fun. And I'm going to tell you, the amount of laughing, I talked about this a few minutes ago, I mean, just total laughing all the time, having a good time. And I just had to redefine myself. I really just started over. I talked about recalibrating earlier. I hit the reset button on my body and on my mind, and my spirit. And this way I remember it all, and there's no shame attached to it. The last one is, this is the best gift that you will ever give yourself. Sobriety gave me my life back at 55. Sometimes I wonder, you know, sometimes I wish, you know, that I would have found sobriety and recovery, you know, in my 20s. But, you know, we can't look back. You know, every problem that I had, the worst parts of me in those years are actually some of my greatest gifts today, because I can relate to other people when I'm trying to help them. You know, so all these things I'm talking about with you now, you know, I can relate because I've been there. I can't learn from somebody who's never been, you know, a low bottom drunk like I was. They have to have been in my shoes or worse for me to be able to relate with them. So anyway, it's given me a real life. It's still life, you know, things still happen, but it's definitely worth it. And once you get in there and get some sober time behind you and get some recovery in there, and I'm going to have all kinds of tools I can share with you on that too, but you're going to find that it is well worth it. And I just want to encourage you that there is a life outside of the bottle, outside of a drug. I didn't think it was possible, but it is. So that's all I have for you today, and I hope you got something. If I can help one person out there, that's my goal and my mission. So hope you guys have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon.